Okay, Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah.
This is Aiden. This is for my individual assignment in e-marketing.
Okay,
And today we'll talk about the relationship between politics and economy.
sure.
So I will ask you some questions. You just answer me. Number one is, during the process of your growth, has your country ever experienced changes? Is there any political revolution or institutional revolution? What do you think about this?
Well, for my country, Indonesia, there is a lot of changes and revolution, especially in terms of transition between one leader to another leader. So yeah, we experience kind of a lot of
Okay.
changes.
So number two is, compared to this government, uh, is your life affected by the former government? Is there any improvement in your life?
Definitely yes, because the current government now is so great in terms of taking policies in economics especially. So like I can have a better price in the market and better fees for something else. So yeah, I experience a great changes between the current from the former.
Okay. Number three is, as a Muslim, uh, what is your opinion toward the future policy of your country?
Well, in my country, we live in a very vast diversity. Tribes, ethnic, religions. So the future policies for me is going to be great in terms of we are Muslim, but we are also need to live in harmony with another people, especially with another religion. So it's better for us to keep it very, very neat. We can say it neat in terms of orderliness. Okay.
So there are many other tribes in your country.
Yes.
Okay, number four is, as a student of UIA, here we don't speak my mother tongue nor your mother tongue, or even not the native language, but a fourth party's language, English. So what do you think about this?
Of course, for me, even for me personally, it was so great in terms of that English is a global language. People from another countries, different countries like me and you, we can actually understand each other by English. So, of course, it's a very big advantage for this university to use English. And it takes not that much or not that long to learn because maybe in our own country we already study English. So even that the accent or the level is different, it's not a big problem since that is English that we can understand.
Yeah. So, why do you think it is English now we are speaking, not the other language?
Because as I said before, as I mentioned before, English is the global language. Like even in the Europe or in Asian, even like the tourists from Australia coming to my country, Indonesia, for example, they will speak English, and if that the people of Indonesia can speak English very well, if and then it will help the Australian to find out what are the things that they need to, for example, they want to find out market or hospital or whatever, it will help them so much. So yeah, English is quite a very important language to learn.
Yeah.
That's why we are speaking English nowadays.
Okay. So, number six is, if one day your country declares that its official language will change to English, do you think there will be any effect on this?
The effect will be a very massive effect in terms of my understanding, because in Indonesia, I have to be honest, the intention, I'm talking about the intention, not the capability. The intention of Indonesian people to speak English is not as high. Even if we compare to Malaysia as well, our neighbor country. Here in Malaysia, people are really good in English in whatever level, but back then in Indonesia, it's about the intention, not the capability. If we do land, it will be easy, but it's not very well in terms of the intention. For me, it's a special occasion because really like English, but other people in Indonesia, they don't really like English or speak English that much. So it will take, the effect is that it will take some time for Indonesian to adapt to this, for example, the policy for us to change to English as our first language. But for me personally, I will be extremely happy.
Okay, as most common people in Indonesia, when do they study English?
Common people in Indonesia, they normally studied English in school,
In school?
in the 12 years of the schools.
12 years.
But I have to admit that in the school, it's more about writing and
From primary
reading.
school to high school.
It's more of like how to answer the tests and so on, but not really on, enhancing your speaking or communication skills. So it was quite hard in terms of that. So maybe Indonesian people is good in doing English test, but not really good in speaking. I'm not saying like, because if it was about the intention again. For me, I'm taking my personal effort to increase my skills. For example, I do speak with my mother every day with English, so it's a different situation.
So to language extent, more Indonesia people, they pay much attention to their language, not English or other foreign language.
Definitely, because in Indonesia it was Indonesian or Bahasa Indonesia as the first language, not English. Even the second language is not English as well. But here in Malaysia, okay, maybe the first language is Malay or Bahasa Melayu, but the second language is English. That's why it's very nice to be here for me personally.
Okay. So this is number 7. Last one is, do you think there is any relationship between politics and economy? If yes, what is that kind of relationship?
The politics and economics must be related in some extent. For example, like if the politics condition of certain countries is not so good, it will somehow affect the country's economic as well. For example, like Venezuela, they have some issues in their political conditions, although they are a very rich country, so that now the inflation rate of Venezuela is becoming very high because of that political issues. And maybe another relationship is about the economic systems or the government intervention as well.
Okay. So you do believe there is a relationship between
Yes.
politics and economy? Okay, thank you for your cooperation. Now we've done the video. Thank you again. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. Thank you.